Hi tutors. I wanted to show you another resource with activities that you could do with your tutees. It is based on In Her Kitchen videos and activities. So I found this resource on Literacy Minnesota, but it actually comes from Liana Wolk, who works at Portland Adult Education in Maine. Each video features an English language learner from the In Her Presence program preparing a traditional dish from her native country. The short videos are set to music and have subtitles describing the ingredients that are being used. Learn how to cook kofta, samosas, borscht, fried plantains, and more. The In Her Presence program or organization, this is the website, is based in Portland, Maine, and really tries to empower women and their families to help women be able to financially sustain their families and get an education and do all the important things that they need to do to become self-sufficient. So it's a nice empowering organization for women. All right, so here are some of the videos. I'm going to click on the link and we can choose one of the videos. Let's see what Liddy is cooking. Liddy.
Will you tell us your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name is Lydie.
And where are you from?
I'm from Congo, RDC.
How long have you lived here?
Yeah, 5 years. 5 years. 3 months. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
5 days.
Will you tell us what you're making today?
Yeah, today I'm cooking beans and fish and rice.
What is the name of your?
Ismaëlisou. Mais faut pas me faire mal. After I get my this is the new thing. This is garlic.
So for the people who are learning how to cook, you need to use. Here's an advice of using the garlic always in mixing with the food, because it's kind of considered as an antibiotic for our bodies.
This is the
And as you are watching also Lydie cooking, she's a chef. She's a chef and she's always cooking for other people, more than 500 people.
All right. Okay, so let's continue. I just wanted to show you that video. So one activity that you could do, and a lot of these activities can be geared towards low-level students or higher-level students, depending on how you present the materials. So this one I think is more geared towards lower-level students. Watch the video all the way through, then have students write down or say as many of the ingredients as they can remember. So using flashcards, you could help with pre-teaching or reteaching information about ingredients, names of food. I would include like pans and spatulas and things like that that they see in the video as well. Cooking tools. And students can practice even writing the words, creating the flashcards. Activity 2. Watch the video all the way through, then have learners write or narrate a story about what they saw in the video, using food and cooking vocabulary. So for lower level students, you can maybe look at one screenshot, one part of the video, and help them to describe what they're seeing, give them the vocabulary, using the words from the flashcards that you created, that kind of thing. For higher level students, I would want them to write what they can remember about the video, and definitely you can go back to facilitate memory and address the vocabulary that they may not be able to recall. For activity 3, have learners watch the video, then watch and pause as they write down the steps for cooking the recipe. So some of the videos are a lot more detailed about what they're doing or what part of the recipe that they're addressing. But the video we just saw was a little more generic, so they would have to be able to recall a lot of vocabulary and make assumptions about how much of that item is being put into the cooking process. So I think some videos are a little easier to do with this, or you could keep the expectations a little more generic and just, cut an onion, put it in the pan, saute it. So those are, it's up to you how you would want to do that, but I would think this is a little bit higher level. It would be harder for lower level students to do this part. Activity 4, ask learners discussion questions about the video. Did you recognize the ingredients? What do you cook with them? Does this recipe remind you of anything you like to cook? What is same or different? So you can gear this is conversational, so this is great for any level, and you can simplify the questions. So did you see the foods, and then ask them to recall the names. So this can be geared towards higher level students or lower level students, depending on who you work with. Activity 5. After watching the video, have learners write their own recipes for a dish they like to cook. If able, learners can make a video to share with you. This is, I think, a fun activity. We did this at a school I worked at in person, and we had students writing down recipes. For lower level students, there was a translator available to them to help them, or to even help with the writing process itself. But for higher level students, we had them doing it on their own, and it was really great to see what they were able to create in writing from foods that they cooked every day, that they were really good at cooking. One thing that is complicated is that a lot of students don't measure how much of a food they're putting in. They just know that that's the amount that goes in. So in the next activity, we'll be talking about measurement tools. But anyway, this is something you could do for them as well. A lot of our students want to know a little more about American cooking. I've sent videos for things like lemonade. You could do the same thing. So another activity is teach or tutee about the American measurement system, focusing on weight, volume, and measuring tools like cups and spoons, etc. This is something that will be completely new to most of our students, and it can lend itself to future jobs and work opportunities. Some of my students have gone on to be working as cooks in restaurants, and some of my students have gone on to eventually own their own restaurant. So being able to measure food is definitely important if that's something that our students may eventually venture into. And it's a good skill and tool anyway. It's a good thing to teach.